Imagine a world where everything you know, everything you feel is all just a simulation. Welcome, wanderers of the mind, to an intriguing realm where reality might not be as tangible as it seems. We're delving into the enigmatic concept known as simulation theory, a theory that proposes our existence, our consciousness, and indeed our very universe might be nothing more than a sophisticated digital imitation. As we navigate this complex labyrinth of thought, it's important to understand what simulation theory is. In essence, it suggests that we're living within a highly advanced computer program, an artificial reality created by a civilization far more technologically advanced than our own. It's a concept that blurs the lines between science fiction and philosophy, between what's real and what's simulated. Now you might be wondering, why would anyone believe such a far-fetched idea? Well, the answer lies within the realms of probability and technological advancement. Some argue that if a civilization could reach a post-human stage and run many detailed simulations about their ancestors, then the reality we perceive could be one of those countless simulations. Among the proponents of this theory are some of the brightest minds of our time. Renowned philosopher Nick Bostrom, for example, has presented compelling arguments for the possibility of a simulated reality. Similarly, tech pioneer Elon Musk has publicly voiced his belief in the likelihood of our existence within a simulation. But it's not just about the assertions of a few individuals. The theory also resonates with certain aspects of quantum physics and digital physics, adding a layer of scientific intrigue to the philosophical debate. So, are we living in a simulated world? As we delve deeper into this enigma, we'll explore the voices of believers, the purported evidence, the counter-arguments, and the potential implications of this theory. As we journey through this intellectual wilderness, remember to keep an open mind. For in the world of simulation theory, nothing is as it seems. Let's explore. There are many who walk among us, certain that we are living in a simulation. Voices from all corners of the globe, from different walks of life, echo this belief. It's not just the tech-savvy, the philosophers, or the science fiction enthusiasts who hold this view, but people from every conceivable background. Take, for instance, John. He's a software engineer by profession. For him, the idea came to him as he was debugging a piece of code one late night. He started to see parallels between the virtual environments he was creating and the world around him. If I can create such complex virtual realities, he muses, who's to say our reality isn't a more advanced version of the same? Then there's Lisa, a philosophy student. She was introduced to the theory in one of her classes, and it resonated with her. The idea that our reality could be a construct, that we could be characters in a grand narrative, appealed to her philosophical inclinations. It's the ultimate existential question, she says. What if all we know is just an illusion? And let's not forget about Alex, a retired teacher. She stumbled upon the theory while surfing the internet one day. The more she read about it, the more she found herself drawn to it. It's like a puzzle, she explains. The more pieces I put together, the more the picture of a simulated world emerges. These are but a few voices among many. Each has their own unique reasons and moments of realization. Some see it as a logical extension of technological advancements, others as a philosophical conundrum, and still others as a fascinating hypothesis to explore. Despite their differing perspectives, they all share a common belief that our reality might not be as real as we think, that we could be living in a simulated world created by a higher power or a more advanced civilization. As you can see, the belief in simulation theory is more widespread than you may think. What if I told you there are instances in our world that might point towards us living in a simulation? Imagine this. You're walking down the street when you notice that a car appears to be floating in the air. You blink, and it's back on the ground. Was it a trick of the light, or perhaps a glitch in the matrix? Some people believe that these glitches in our reality are evidence that we're living in a simulation. Another example is the Mandela effect. This is a phenomenon where a large group of people remember something happening that never actually occurred. Named after the false memory of Nelson Mandela's death in prison in the 80s, this effect has many other instances. Some people remember the popular children's book series as the Berenstain Bears, when it's actually the Berenstain Bears. Others recall a movie starring the comedian Sinbad as a genie, a film that simply does not exist. There's also the small matter of quantum mechanics, the branch of physics that describes the bizarre and often counterintuitive behavior of particles on the smallest scales. The famous double-slit experiment, where particles seem to behave both as particles and waves, has been interpreted by some as evidence of a simulated reality. They suggest that the simulation saves on processing power by only rendering particles when observed. Even the nature of the universe itself is questioned. The cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang, has a uniform temperature that's difficult to explain. Some argue that this uniformity is evidence of a simulation, a sort of cosmic backdrop to our virtual world. And then there's the mathematical nature of the universe. Why does mathematics, a human construct, describe the universe so accurately? Could it be that the universe is a mathematical structure, a sort of cosmic computer program? These are just a few examples of what some people believe could be evidence of a simulated reality. Are these just coincidences, or could they be signs of a simulated reality? Naturally, not everyone is convinced. There are skeptics who challenge the simulation theory. The first argument that these skeptics often present is the sheer complexity of reality. They argue that our universe, with its hundreds of billions of galaxies, each containing hundreds of billions of stars, is simply too complex to be simulated. This complexity extends to the smallest particles in our universe as well, with the bizarre world of quantum mechanics presenting further challenges to the notion of a simulated reality. Another counterargument is the lack of concrete evidence. While there are aspects of our universe that can be interpreted as suggesting we live in a simulation, there is no definitive proof. The patterns and anomalies that believers point to can also be explained by our current understanding of physics and the natural world. Skeptics argue that without tangible proof, the simulation theory remains firmly in the realm of speculation and philosophy rather than reality. Speaking of philosophy, there are considerable philosophical implications to consider in the counterargument. Some skeptics question the very notion of a simulated reality, asking why an advanced civilization would even want to create such a simulation in the first place. What would be the purpose? Entertainment? Experimentation? And if we are indeed living in a simulation, does that make our experiences and emotions any less real? There's also the argument that if we are in a simulation, any evidence we find could simply be part of the simulation itself, designed to make us believe we are uncovering the truth. This creates a paradox where any evidence supporting the simulation theory could also be used to argue against it. Finally, skeptics bring up the point of technological feasibility. Even with our most advanced technology, we are nowhere near capable of simulating a universe as complex as ours. To think that another civilization could do so seems to many a leap too far. Whether you agree or not, the debate on simulation theory is far from over. What if it's true? What if we are living in a simulation? What does that mean for us? The implications of this revelation, should it prove true, are paradigm shifting. If we are in a simulation, it fundamentally alters our understanding of existence. It throws into question our notions of free will, consciousness, and reality itself. It begs the question, who are we really? Are we the user or the used, the programmer or the programmed? Living in a simulation could mean that our actions are predetermined, that we are following a coded script written by some higher power. It might suggest that our sense of free will is an illusion. This notion could be deeply unsettling for many, as it challenges our belief in our autonomy and our ability to shape our own destiny. Yet it could also be liberating. If life is a simulation, then perhaps the rules can be bent, or even broken. It might mean that the constraints we perceive in our physical world are not as rigid as we think. This could open up new possibilities for exploration and innovation, pushing the boundaries of what we believe is possible. The concept of a simulated reality also raises profound questions about consciousness. If our existence is digital, what does that mean for our minds, our thoughts, our emotions? Are they also coded constructs? Or is there something inherently unique and indescribable about human consciousness that transcends the binary language of a simulation? Finally, if we are in a simulation, it sparks a question about reality itself. What is real? Is it the world we perceive around us, or is it something else entirely? It seems that reality, like beauty, may be in the eye of the beholder. Whether we are in a simulation or not, the quest for understanding continues. And always remember, reality is what you make of it.